Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the newest album from Run the Jewels, RTJ4. So, they are back, the dynamic duo of LP and Killer Mike, who need no introduction at this point, because if you've been living under a rock the past few years, you might have missed that these guys have dropped some of the most celebrated hardcore hip-hop records of the past decade. Now, going into a Run the Jewels project, I do think at this point you kind of know exactly what you're getting. Colorful, larger-than-life bangers that have an eccentric edge to them like they were lifted out of a graphic novel. And LP has pretty much perfected that formula at this point, especially on this new record. Somehow he's found even more space in the mix to make this sound even larger than life and have an apocalyptic edge to it as well. And overall, I'd say RTJ4 slightly edges out RTJ2 in its tone as being like the most aggressive sounding Run the Jewels project so far, but only by like a little bit. Run the Jewels 2 is pretty close. And if you are a huge Run the Jewels fan, I'm sure you're going to be happy to hear that it is just one banger after another on this record. Couple of them that stood out to me, first off, was the lead single Ooh La La. It sounds like a Wu-Tang track on steroids. Also, Walking Through the Snow is another pretty interesting spot. I do enjoy the progression and the transitions that occur throughout this track. And also the track The Ground Below, which I think overall might be the most aggressive sounding track on the record, with those really burnt to a crisp sounding guitars and massive bass hits that come through. It's pretty awesome, even though the track overall is a little stale. But as hyped as I was after the first pass of this record, I didn't really have much feeling or need to really return to it over and over again. It's not necessarily that much of a dynamic listen overall. And I know that this record does run off of its own energy, and that's what their fans want. The tone of this record ends up just kind of losing me a bit as you get towards the end of it. The beats are a little too overbearing at times and end up distracting me even from Killer Mike or LP's performances or what the song is doing as a whole piece. And track for track, it sort of plays out like a rehashing of Run the Jewels 2, but not really as well executed in my opinion. I do think it does sacrifice an emphasis on melody that was a little bit more present on Run the Jewels 2. With the exception of the track Just, which has probably the most memorable refrain that Run the Jewels has ever put out to date, talking about slave masters posing on the dollars. How can you forget that one? And also, I do like Ooh La La overall. I do think it's very catchy. Some of the tracks on here kind of sound awkward, like the track Never Look Back, which is so flat sounding compared to the others and has a really awkward refrain on it. And also Out of Sight, which has a beat on it that everybody is freaking out about, but by the end of the track, it's just so grating to me. And finally, the closing track, which is kind of all over the place in my opinion and misses the mark as far as being a climactic finisher, unlike Angel Duster from RTJ2. The way that the track is structured feels like it's building towards something for a majority of it, and then the payoff just isn't there when that long overblown saxophone interlude comes through. It just takes all the impact out for me. Still, this does edge out RTJ3, I would say, but I just think this record is just pretty decent overall. No matter how much I try, I just can't really get into it. And with that being said, I'm feeling a 6.5 over here on RTJ4. One thing I will say about Run the Jewels is they always have a really excellent presentation in their physical releases. And up for pre-order right now on their website, they do still have a deluxe bundle. It comes on a double LP on pink, but also a double gold LP with the instrumentals. If you didn't want to splurge for that package, the standard pink double LP is still available for sale, and a cassette. And if you listen to RTJ4, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and share. And if you want more content from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Peace.